Have you ever had your parents be so overprotective it almost got you killed? When we moved halfway through my junior year, I was actually excited. My parents said we were moving somewhere safer, and I thought maybe I'd finally have some freedom, but I should have known what that really meant. Nothing would change. For as long as I can remember, my parents just kept tightening the rules. No sleepovers, no parties, no hanging out after school. So while everyone else was out making friends, I was stuck at home watching their lives through Instagram stories. My new friends would text, "Come with us," or "You have to be there this time," and I'd ask my mom only to hear, "Absolutely not. You have homework," every single time. Then came the weekend that changed everything. My parents got a call that my aunt had gone into labor earlier than expected, and they needed to drive to the hospital in town to be with her. "We'll be close by," my dad said. "Call if you need anything." My mom nodded. "Kayla will be staying with you tonight." I paused. Who's Kayla?" "She's a responsible college student," my mom added. "Your babysitter for the night." A babysitter. At 16. I was an honor student who'd never once gotten in trouble, and they hired me a babysitter like I was 7. The timing couldn't have been worse. My friend Megan lived 2 houses down and was throwing a huge Sweet 16 sleepover that night. I could see the decorations from my window, girls arriving with overnight bags, music starting up. The party was right there, maybe 100 feet away, but it felt like a world I'd never get to be part of. Kayla arrived that evening with an overnight bag and a smile that felt way too cheerful. My parents gave her the full house tour before leaving, like they were handing off a toddler. After they left, she made dinner in the kitchen while I hid in my room. I texted Megan, "Have fun tonight. I'm stuck here smelling whatever my babysitter is cooking." She sent back crying emojis and said she wished I could come. I spent the night watching their stories, girls laughing, doing makeup, dancing. Around 8 p.m., Kayla knocked on my door. "Hey, I'm exhausted from finals. Going to bed early. You should get some sleep too." I barely looked up. "Yeah, sure." Her footsteps faded down the hall. An hour later, I heard something outside. When I looked out my window, I saw Kayla sneaking across the lawn toward a car waiting with its headlights off. She climbed in, and they drove away. I blinked, wondering if I really just saw that. My responsible babysitter had snuck out to see her boyfriend. For a few minutes, I just paced. I kept watching Megan's stories, the music, the laughter, the lights. The FOMO was unbearable. Kayla wasn't here. No one was. This was my one chance to finally feel normal. I grabbed my phone, slipped on my shoes, and quietly went out the back door. Walking into Megan's house felt like stepping into another universe. Girls everywhere, music blasting, pizza boxes covering the counter. "You actually came!" Megan shouted, hugging me. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the new girl or the weird quiet one. I was just part of the group. We played truth or dare, made friendship bracelets, danced around like idiots. It was perfect. Then, around 11 p.m., everything went still. The air felt heavy, like the calm before a storm. And then, boom, the ground shook. A deep explosion tore through the street. We ran to the windows, screaming. My house was on fire. Not just a little fire, an explosion. Flames shot through the windows, debris scattered across the yard. Megan's mom was already on the phone with 911. Sirens filled the neighborhood within minutes. I stood there frozen. My home, everything, was gone. Then Kayla's car screeched into the driveway. She jumped out, screaming, "Oh my God, she was inside!" I put her to bed. Firefighters rushed over. "Was someone in the house?" Kayla was sobbing. "Yes, the girl I was watching. She's still in there." I couldn't move. I just watched the chaos unfold while everyone thought I was dead. A neighbor must have called my parents because 15 minutes later, their car came flying around the corner. They saw the flames and ran, screaming my name. Kayla was crying, apologizing, saying she told me to go to bed. My dad tried to run toward the house, but firefighters held him back. My mom collapsed, sobbing in the street. Everyone thought their daughter was gone. I walked up behind them in my pajamas and tapped my mom on the shoulder. They turned, eyes wide, like they were seeing a ghost. "I'm okay," I said. "I wasn't home." They grabbed me, crying, holding me so tight I could barely breathe. "Where were you?" My mom finally yelled. "At Megan's," I said quietly. 2 houses down. They looked at Kayla, furious. "You said she was in her room." The fire marshal stepped over. "Gas leak from the stove. Burner wasn't fully off. Gas filled the house and something must have sparked it." Everyone turned to Kayla. Her face went pale. "I made dinner. I thought I turned it off. I'm so sorry." My parents just stood there, speechless. The only thing my dad said was, "Thank you for having her," before turning back to watch the flames. The rest of high school was a lot less strict after that. I guess they finally realized being safe isn't the same as being protected.